Okay, I want to talk about autism. Autism in the Philippines, I think, is something there needs to be more awareness of. Autism is still something nobody really talks about in a way that is brought forward. Because I question where autism came from. Is it just found? Is it just some amazing thing that's just turned up? I don't think so. I think there's something that's entered the food chain or something else that's causing autism to appear, because the numbers are so high. But also people don't seem to connect with the fact that the numbers are so high, and asking why are they so high, and where did autism come from? What is this? But I will say, going on about the Philippines now, that when Zoe was diagnosed with autism, it set forth a bit of a chain reaction. It was a sequence of events to make sure the kids were secure long term. I ended up going off to the Middle East for months. We got Zoe straight into a school nearby. It cost 5,000 pesos a month, which isn't big money, but for a lot of people it can be big money. And I know some people that were struggling to send their kids to the same school, unfortunately. But at the same time, that early intervention gets the communication flowing with children. That's why it's important with autism that communication line is open as quick as possible. It can be done by yourself. Study it online, get the old Google out and get some help. If you can't afford to send the kids to a speciality school. But at the same time, you really do need to home in on developing your child early on, just because of the way the autism is. I will say the school that Zoe went to was extremely good. They start off on a one-to-one, one teacher, one child, until the child starts to develop. Then it goes from goes to one child, four children, one teacher. But they also do home visits as well, which is very good. The reason they do home visits is A, to see the environment the child's living in, but B, it's also to assess the child and what they do at home, because some kids can be disruptive at home and perfectly fine at school. They may eat vegetables at school, but not at home, because they get a bit of peer pressure with their classmates. They're a completely different child. I've seen it even in the UK with some kids where they won't eat something, but because their mates eat it, they start eating it. It's just part and parcel of life. But the school was very, very good. It's based in Talisay. I'll quite happily share the information if somebody wants any help. But I will say that early intervention's key. And if you're at home and you can't afford schooling, get onto Google and do it yourself. Don't sit there and just ignore the issue or make it somebody else's issue, because most people in the Philippines will not make the effort to make the change. You need to do it. I was talking to somebody recently. They were talking about a child that was diagnosed with something. I can't remember what it was, but basically they've just left the child in front of a TV, and he's sort of taking ownership of the child in many ways to help the child develop, because you could see the child's, I wouldn't say shut down, but basically they have no interaction with people. They're just sort of like almost like, oh, they're dumb, just leave them. I've seen that so many times in the Philippines as well, unfortunately. Deaf kids even get that when there's nothing actually wrong with a child that's deaf, besides hearing. You know, everything else is there, they just can't hear. It doesn't mean they're stupid, it doesn't mean they're any less intelligent. It just means they can't hear what you're saying. But you'll get parents that are too lazy to learn sign language, which the child needs. You know, it's not a case of the child wants, the child needs, because their whole world is shut down until they can actually understand sign language. But you'll get a parent that will just go, oh well, they're dumb. Well, no, you're the dumb one. Why haven't you spent time with your child getting them to understand sign language? Why haven't you learned sign language? So yeah, you need to put the pressure on yourself. Even if it's not your child, I have to be honest. I'm a bit like that myself, for my sins. I do like helping other people, whether they like it or not. And it's not always appreciated, but at the same time, it's not always for them, it's for their kids. So yeah, but I will say that the teaching on autism in the Philippines is very good, from our personal experience. I'm not sure how it compares to Spain yet, because Zoe's waiting to start school in September. But so far it seems okay. I know some people have complained about the Spanish schools already, but I don't understand Brits. A lot of Brits just don't adapt, and then they complain about everything. Personally, I think you just got to take everything with a pinch of salt, and if it's not right, help them change it. Don't complain about it. Complaining doesn't fix the problem. What you need to do is see how you can fix it. What is the issue? But that's me. Anyway, thanks for watching. And that's my little piece on autism. And like I says, if anybody wants any help on autism, doesn't even have to be on the Philippines, please get in touch. I'll quite happily talk to you. In Spain, I think we're going to be setting up an autism group, which is probably going to be more expats to start with, but I want to integrate with the community, because quite simply, to get the best out of understanding, training and development, you can't rely purely on a isolated bunch of expats, but actually need to involve the whole community and be more aware of everything. Also make other people aware of things. Alright, thanks for watching. Yeah.